You're listening to The Standard Podcast. Eye-opening for your ears.
สวัสดีค่ะโบสาวิตรีนะคะ This is We Need To Talk Podcast Talk Show ภาษาอังกฤษสำหรับคนไทยที่ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษค่ะ Hi you guys, welcome back to our show and thank you so much for listening. Guest ของเราในวันนี้เป็นนักมวยค่ะแต่ไม่ใช่นักมวยธรรมดาเป็นนักมวยรูปหล่อที่พูดได้ถึง3ภาษาซะด้วยอองตวนปินโตเป็นชาวฝรั่งเศสแท้ๆที่ย้ายตามคุณพ่อคุณแม่มาอยู่อำเภอบางสะพานจังหวัดประจวบคีรีขันธ์ตั้งแต่อายุ11ขวบอองตวนเริ่มชกมวยไทยในสนามมวยลุมพินีตั้งแต่อายุ14สร้างสถิติเป็นนักมวยไทยต่างชาติที่ลงแข่งด้วยอายุน้อยที่สุดเลยค่ะ10 กว่าปีผ่านไปเรายังคงเห็นเขาตามสื่อในฐานะนักมวยในแบบที่พูดคล่องทั้งไทยและอังกฤษวันนี้ใครอยากรู้เรื่องชีวิตในฝรั่งเศสหรืออยากรู้ว่าตัวเองเหมาะที่จะเป็นนักมวยไหมเดี๋ยวโบถามมาให้นะคะเอาละค่ะตอนนี้ได้เวลาเปลี่ยนโหมดเป็นภาษาอังกฤษกันแล้วพร้อมหรือยังคะ Ladies and gentlemen, it would be my pleasure to introduce our guest for this episode of We Need to Talk podcast. He's a handsome professional Thai boxer. He's fluent in 3 languages, and he's so nice and also fun to talk to. So let's meet him now, Antoine Pinto.Hi Antoine, welcome to our show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
After seeing you on TV and on social media, it's so good to finally have you here. All right, so first of all, let's get this out of the way. The pronunciation of your name.
Yes.
So can you teach me how to say your name in the correct French accent?
In French, we kind of say it like in Thai, Antoine.
Antoine.
ใช่ครับ Antoine. Yeah.
Okay.That's cool. So it's different. It's a little different in English.
It'll always be because the way they pronounce the A-N, Antoine, N. So yeah.
Your Thai is very good, by the way. You're full French, right?
Yeah, I am.
So พูดไทยได้
ได้ครับ
พูดไทยเก่งด้วย
พอได้ครับ
เก่งอยู่ไม่ใช่แค่พอได้เก่งอยู่ So obviously French is your first language, right? Could you say something in French? Maybe tell us what you think the best or the worst part of being a boxer is in French and then maybe translate.
OK. La meilleure chose en étant un boxeur, je pense que c'est que ça te donne de la discipline. So I said the best thing about being a boxer is that it gives you discipline.
See, I didn't even know what you said earlier when you were speaking French, but anything French just sounds so romantic. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, yes, whatever you said. Like French just sounds so sexy, you know what I mean?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm sure you got that a lot. Like I'm sure when you're like,
I think
when you're speaking French.
We actually French people get both. We got some people that think it's romantic and some people that absolutely hate.Really? French, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it might be because of like French accent when we speak English. We kind of like everyone has a strong accent. So I guess
but I think it's so hot. I feel like it's so sexy. It's like, or like even when Spanish guys speak English, I think that's very sexy
Spanish
too.
Sounds,
yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
About you. When you first moved to Thailand, what language did you study first? Thai or English?
When I first moved here, I didn't go to school right away. I obviously couldn't speak any Thai or English as well. So what we thought is like, okay, we're going to take few English classes. So we took classes for about 2 months and then, but I still couldn't speak
like private classes?
Yeah. Yeah, but it was really bad. Anyways, we started going to school and then I learned how to speak Thai before I learned how to speak English.
So you basically learned when you started school? Yeah.By just talking to your friends and your teachers?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I started speaking more fluently in Thai when I was in the gym training because like with my training partners and stuff like that. Yeah, they would teach me how to count like when I was doing sit-ups like 1, then songs. And whenever I'll do wrong, then they'll me like start over. So I was like, gosh, I got to get this right.
How old were you when you moved here?
I was 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's like still...an age where it's still okay to learn a new language.
Yeah. Was
it hard for you?
Was it hard? It wasn't that hard. It was more like exciting. It was like the first time I was learning a new language, and it was quite difficult to communicate, but it was always exciting because the other kids in the gym were like trying to teach me some stuff, so it was fun.
Oh, that's really nice of them.
Yeah.
Tell us about your family. Are both of your parents French?
Yeah.
So you're 100% French.
Yep.
I heard you also have a brother who is also a boxer.
Yep. Correct.
Right? In Thailand?
Yes.
And is there any sibling rivalries going on?
Nah, never. I think me and my brother are really, really close. I think we've always been through the same things together. We grew up together, and you know, at first, since we couldn't speak any other language, it was just me and him against everyone else, you know, and growing up in the gym together, going through the same experiences, like we've always been really, really close.
Yeah. Do you have any more siblings?
I have an older sister, but she didn't move in Thailand with us. She chose to stay in France when we moved here. She was like 17 at the time, and she was going through her studies and stuff, so she chose to stay in France.
Does she know how to speak Thai?
Nah, not at all.
No, not at all, right? Does she come to visit?
Yeah,
here?
she comes about once a year, something like that. She's coming like next month.
Tell us about the city you grew up in France. How do you pronounce that?
Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Yeah,
okay.
Toulouse, south of France. So I was moving a lot in south of France when I was young. Like my parents kept moving town, but it's nice, you know. South of France is warm. It's a really nice place.
It's a popular place for vacation. It's a great vacation spot.
It's very beautiful. It's warm. So yeah.
Yeah. Why did your family move to Thailand?
I think they worked quite a lot in France, and they've always been traveling around the world. And my mom liked it here a lot. She came here before. My dad liked South Africa more, so it was more like, where are we going to move? Like they wanted to, you know, move from France. So it was like they had to choose between either Thailand or South Africa. But I think at the time it was still a little bit too dangerous to go in South Africa. They were worried about us. So we chose to come to Thailand.
Do you remember the moment when they told you that you guys are moving to Thailand?
Yeah, actually it's funny because so we kept coming back and forth for about 3 or 4 years. Like we'll be here for about 3 or 4 months and then go back and stuff like that. So there's one day they were talking about it, and I said, well, why don't we just like stay there, stuff like that. So it was kind of like me and my brother was like, yeah, it's fine with us. Like for us, it was just like nonstop holidays, you know. So it was like that's so fun. So we eventually moved, and it was cool.
Oh, it's like vacation in an exotic country.
The very first year here, we didn't go to school at all, right? So it was just like, it was amazing. We felt like life is just about going swimming and going around and having fun. It started getting real after a year when we had to go to school.
Yeah. Where'd you move to?
Bang Sapan.
ประจวบคีรีขันธ์ right?
ใช่ครับ
Why there?
I think there was my dad was doing a lot of like adventure sports, so it's like rock climbing, rafting, canoeing, stuff like that, like taking people on tour. And I think that place was perfect because we had the sea and the mountains for like 5-minute drives away from another. So it was like the perfect place. And it wasn't like a touristic place at the time. Well, it's still not really now, but it's like, it was really good. That's what they were looking for. They weren't looking for like a very crowded place, but more of a like quiet place. Yeah.
How was the adjustment to the life in Thailand and being in a Thai school?
The adjustment at first, it was like I said, it was fun because it was holidays. But going to school, it was really hard. I think kids
Were you
are hard.
Bullied?
Period. You know, as a kid, I think like kids always say mean things to each other and stuff like that. And the fact that we couldn't speak, me and my brother couldn't speak any Thai, it was even harder. We were in a different school at the time because he's 2.5 years younger, and I was the only foreigner for about like, I don't know, it was like 2,000 students, so it was quite hard at first. It was really hard.
Did you struggle making friends?
I was lucky. There was this one kid and one guy that I'm still friends with, and at the time we got really close. He was kind of like me, like he was kind of an outsider, didn't have really any friends. So I had this one guy I was close with, but all the rest it was really hard. Yeah.
How long did it take you to finally adjust and feel like this is your home? In school it was difficult because
would always feel like no matter after a year or two, like I was able to speak Thai and stuff like that. And whenever people tell you like, oh, you're a Thai or you sound like a Thai, it's like I know I might, but I'll never look like one. And the first impression that people have when they look at me will never be that I'm like them. You know what I mean? So so it was hard because I've always had that, but at the same time it was good because it always reminded me that don't think that you're something or someone you're not. So I guess at the same time it was a good thing, but I've always felt like this was my home because of all the experiences that I've been through with my friends and the people that I work with. But at the same time, like I said, it's not like you see a lot of times you see foreigners coming in new countries, and after a few months they think like, okay, this is it, like I've been accepted by the people and people, and I think it was good that you do get accepted, but don't forget that you know with one mistake you might be you
might be shunned.
Because they'll always remember that you're not actually Thai. So but again it was good because it helped me grew up a lot and going through those experiences, and it helped me in my boxing career as well.
So at that point in your life, before you discovered boxing, obviously, what did you want to be when you grow up?
I didn't know. I loved going to school. I've always loved like learning new stuff, but I never really thought about what do I want to do. I know that I've always been into sports since I was really young. But I just started, training and fighting, and it was just a fun thing to do. And I was making some money as a kid, so I was like, I'll just keep doing that for now. Yeah,
because you didn't really have time to think about other things because you discovered boxing quite early in life.
Yeah.
So now let's take us into the boxing ring.
Yeah.
I've heard you started boxing because there was a boxing gym right next to your house, and you were hanging out there a lot.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it like I said before, for the first year it was just me and my brother, right? So we had no friends. We couldn't speak any Thai. And after a while, obviously you get bored. Yeah. Right? So we were still so young. We wanted to make friends and see other kids. And there was just that gym that happened to be
right next to your house.
Right next to our house. So we're just like, I'll just run in and then, try to make friends. And that's how we started. But at first it wasn't like, we're going to seriously train. Like, I didn't even know what Muay Thai was. It was just like a place where other kids were there, and as a kid you don't really train that hard. Like we would kick the bag 2 times and then play around for 20 minutes and then train a little bit more. It was just like fun.
So you didn't even think, it didn't even occur to you that you were gonna do this for a living?
No. And plus, like, it wasn't some like crazy like, oh, you're about to fight, it's gonna be intense, it's gonna hurt. It was just so normal for all the other kids. Like everyone was doing it, so I never felt like this is something amazing. I've always felt like this is something that you have to do. This is something normal. So after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month of training, then you have to fight. That was just the routine that everyone was doing.
So it sort of like grow on you little by little.
Yeah.
It wasn't like love at first sight.
There wasn't just like that one moment that I said, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do. It didn't happen like that. It slowly grew in me, and I slowly started loving it more and more.
Tell us about how you started training and the time you decided to fight in a real match.
Again, that's how we started training. We just slowly went to the gym, and then I think after maybe like a month of training, the master of the place said, you have to fight now. You train, you know the basics, then you have to fight. So I was just like, okay. Like I didn't know what fighting was really. I just knew like this was a fun game.
How was your first fight? How did it turn out?
I won my first fight on points. I was fighting against another kid that obviously had no clue what it was doing. We were both like beginners. I got lucky. I won my first fight. It got more serious the third fight. I was fighting a kid that was actually had more experience than me, and I was really scared at the time. I was like, oh my God, like this is getting real. Like the first time you don't really know, right? But after like one or 2 times, it's like, it starts to hurt, like the kick hard, and I was like, oh my God, what am I getting into?
How did you handle that?
The third fight, I got completely destroyed. My corner stopped the fight because I was like, Mesu, I didn't want anymore. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want that anymore.
Oh no. What are some of the most important qualities in a good professional boxer?
I think,
or that they should have?
discipline is the most important. Dedication, discipline. You don't need to be, most people think to be a great athlete, you need to be physical, you need to be fast, you need to be strong, you need this or that. I don't think any of that really matters. I think you just need discipline. You just need to be able to work when you don't want to work. You need to be able to do things when other people don't want to do things. I don't think there's just one quality, but if there was resume of everything, it was just that, going through hard times and kept doing it and stuff like that. So discipline is probably the most important.
And I think that applies with everything in life too. Having great discipline, it could take you that step further.
Yep.
Do you have any role model or boxer idol?
I've never really been a fan of one person, one team, or one like that. I've never really had that.
Yeah.
But I've always been looking up to other boxers or athletes that had, great qualities. So I would just always try to pick on like this nice thing about this guy and then that thing about that guy and try to mix it up together. I don't think, I think no one is perfect. So I could never just look up to one guy and say, oh, this is the person I want to be like, because I will still find some things that I don't like about that person. So I would just say like, nah, I like this thing about him. I'll just take that good thing and then that and then that.
Yeah. What is your fighting record? How many matches so far and how many wins? Do you remember?
I think I have some like probably 170 fights.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Wow.
I think I lost about like 30, 40. I'm not really
Wow,
sure.
that's really good. Have you ever been knocked out, like completely blacked out, unconscious? Really?
I have been knocked out twice, I think. Yeah, twice.
How long were you knocked out for? Like, how long were you unconscious for?
I would think it was like probably a few seconds, like 10 seconds, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you realize that you blacked out?
I've been like rocked a few times, and what happens when you're actually knocked out, it doesn't actually hurt. It's like if you pass out, if you've ever experienced passing out, you just wake up and you're just like, well, what happened? What's going on? And that's pretty much it. Like I don't think getting knocked out is like the scariest thing. Like once you get hit and you have to like keep going on, that's when it hurts. But getting knocked out was just like,
it's like
blacked
a
out.
Nap. It's like a quick nap, and you wake up. It's like, oh, time passed.
But sometimes I've been knocked down sometimes, and you get knocked down, and the first thing, like the first reflex that I have always, whatever happens, is that I want to get up as fast as I can because I'm scared that the ref will start counting and I would lose a lot of points. So no matter what, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I want to fight. I'm up. I'm good. So whenever something like that happens, I'll try to get up as fast as I can.
Yeah. Do you still remember your first knockout victory? How did that feel? Like knocking someone else out?
I don't think it was like, I was just surprised. Like what did I just do? What just happened? Like it was like I was a kid still.
Yeah.
And I still didn't really know what it meant to knock someone out. Because it wasn't like knock someone out. It was just like the other kid would give up. You know, it's like, it hurts. I don't want this anymore. And it's never really been like when I was young, like big knockouts. And I don't think it's actually possible because it takes a lot of power to knock someone out. You know, like someone who's standing still, to knock him out is hard. And someone who's moving, it's even harder. And someone who's fighting back, it's even harder. And when you're not like a big athlete yet, it's really difficult. So at first it was more like, the kid is too tired or too scared or he just don't want to fight anymore, and that's more how it was.
Just like me. First time when you got
just like me. I don't want that. I'm out.
But of course, you're not just a boxer. You're also a model. Tell us about how you started modeling.
How did I start? I don't know. I think after I started to fight on TV in Thailand when I was still like 15, 16, I started having some jobs like photo shoots, stuff like that. So slowly, kept doing that. It was a fun thing to do as well. So I kept doing it as a side job next to boxing.
You were in a couple of Lakons too, right?
Yeah.
Sang Tien and Si Pandin. Was that a fun experience?
It was cool. I mean,
would you like to do more?
Sure. I mean, it's quite difficult because it takes a long time to shoot lakons if I had to be like the main role and stuff like that. So for a long time I didn't want to do any because I felt like it's going to affect my career too much. But then at some point I was like, okay, you know what, I'll give it a try. It's something that I always wanted to try, and you know, I'll just do like a small role if it's fine with the producers. And I tried, and it was really fun. It didn't take that many days to shoot, so it was cool.
What would be your dream role to play?
My dream role?
Yeah.
I want to do some dramatic movies. I feel like I'm someone who likes challenges, and I don't want to do some that I have to stay in my comfort zone. I don't want to keep doing like action roles and stuff like that. So I want to do some that's completely out of what I am.
Yeah.
You know, like some dramatic, kind of movie, stuff like that.
Yeah. When you fight, is there ever a time you worried about how your face could get mashed up so bad that it could consequently end your modeling career?
Nah, that never went.
When you're in the ring, right? You're like in the zone.
Yeah, that never went through my mind. Like once I'm in the ring, the only thing I think of is what do I do to win? That's it. You know, like I never really think about it. I don't think if you want to be a boxer, I don't think you can have that kind of mentality, you know. But when I train, that's what I'm always thinking. Like I try to set my mind like in the worst situations. Let's say like if I'm fighting and what would I do if my opponent break my nose? What would I do if like I'm bleeding so much that I can't see? What would I do if my leg is hurt? So it's like it's not something that I'm scared of because it's something that I'm always aware. I always keep that in my mind that it could happen, and you know, how do I get over that, and how do I come back and win from that?
Yeah. Now you own your own boxing gym.
Yes.
Yes. Do you feel like a businessman now? I mean, after all, it is a business.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my brother and I always have been doing, side businesses, whether it's like selling clothes, selling this, that, and we've got a few different businesses now. Obviously, the most famous one is the gyms that we've opened. We have 2 in Bangkok now, and we're looking to open overseas soon, hopefully.
Where?
Maybe Boston will be the first place.
Nice.
So we'll see. But yeah, it's fun. I put a lot of energy into different businesses that we're doing.
Yeah.
We might open a new company about esport now. So it'll be fun. So I like it. Like I said, I like challenges, and I'm always 100% to like, committed to what I do, and hopefully it works.
That's good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, we'll probably hear big things, like even bigger things from you guys. Tell us about what's going on at Pinto Fight Studio.
Yeah.
What are the services, and what kind of classes do you guys have?
We have about 5 or 6 classes per day, I think. And we try to, we have classes for pros, for people that want to, make a career, get better, and have like find some fights, because there's a lot of opportunities in Asia, and most people come from Europe or America. Yeah. But we also have a lot of like locals that come and train, people that want to just lose weight, stay fit, build muscles, learn how to train some self-defense, Muay Thai, and I think most of all, it's more like a community. We start building a community where people like to come hang out and train, and it's mostly the same people that just hang out together, make new friends and stuff like that. It's like a place that you had when you were younger. That's what we're trying to build. I want that place to be warm. I don't want it to be too overcrowded. We usually only have like maybe the max is like 12, 13 people per class. I don't even want it to be bigger than that, because I don't want it to feel like a factory. I want people to actually have that warm feeling that I had when I started training. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. It's like you're recreating your own experience, and it's great. If there is someone who is listening and they are considering taking up Muay Thai, what would you like to say to them? You mean as a professional? Or as a hobby, or as an amateur? I'd say you have to try, especially if you're Thai, and it should be something that you've tried at least once in your life, because it's what Thai people represent, right?
Yeah, it's what we're known for.
Exactly. So it's something you should try. It's a really fun sport. It's not, a lot of people wouldn't dare to train because I think they would get hurt and stuff like that. But if you don't actually have to fight with someone, you'll never get hurt. You just learn the movements and stuff like that. And it's really fun. It's overall like a good overall body weight workout. So should definitely try. Yeah.
Tell us about the time or times when you discovered something unexpected or surprising about yourself. How did that discovery change you or the way you live your life?
I think this is what fighting has done to me. For so long, being in the gym and not being tight, so many people would always say that I wasn't good enough. I didn't have enough heart. I just wasn't gonna make it. And you know when people say, you know those quotes that say like when people say you can, then prove them you can't. It's not like that. When people tell you that you can't, you believe that you can't. Period. That's how it is. And for so long, I believed what people said, and I believed that I couldn't. I believed that I couldn't make it, that I wasn't good enough. But after, I just kept fighting because even if I started believing that I wasn't good enough, I still wanted to not prove them wrong, but at least have a place there to say that okay, he's decent. He's not that bad. He's not great, but he's not that bad. And I think that's what that's the thing I discovered about myself after years of fighting, that actually I wasn't what people said I was, and I was actually better than that, and I proved myself that I wasn't bad and I was good.
So never underestimate yourself or believe what other people will tell you.
Yeah, but again, it's easier to say than to do,
I know.
Especially when you're young.
Yeah.
And it's not just one person. It was everyone in the sport that was it, whether it's the press, the news, everyone was just saying that I just didn't have what it took to be, a good boxer.
Yeah. But you didn't give up.
Yep.
That's good. All right, our next section is called This or That. And here are 3 pairs of words or situations, and you'll pick one of each pair, then explain or elaborate on your choice.
Okay.
Ready? The first one is never feeling any kind of physical pain ever again, or never feel any kind of emotional pain ever again.
I gotta pick emotional, obviously.
Yeah.
You can get through physical, after time it heals, but sometimes emotional, it doesn't heal sometimes.
Yeah. It takes longer.
Yeah.
Even though you can't even see the wounds.
Yep.
Having 7 sons or having 7 daughters.
That's quite difficult. I think I'd say 7 sons because I'll be too overprotective on my daughters, so I'd say 7 sons. But then it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. Dude, if you have 7 daughters, likeต้องไว้หนวดเลยอะ
It would be so hard. I probably wouldn't even sleep anymore. It would be so tough.
But I think the guys would be really scared of you though. Like,
really? I don't think so.
Because you're known as a boxer.
Yeah. 7 sons, I could probably build a football team or something.
Yeah, like you have a basketball team. You can make a basketball team with 5 people, and you have 2 extras.
Right?
Yeah. Having 1 million baht, which you have to spend in 1 day.
Yeah.
Or having 100 baht to spend every day for 10,000 days.
Yeah, that's easy. I'll take the 1 million and make it 10 million in 2 months.
Yes, that's a great answer. For sure. All right. Our next section is called What If, and we have a jar. Not a jar. A jar.
A jar. Yeah.
Filled with hypothetical questions.
Okay.
So pick one, and we'll see.
Okay. Here.
Thank you. And your question is, if you could change one thing about how the human body would evolve in the future, what would it be? ถ้ากำหนดวิวัฒนาการของมนุษย์ได้1 อย่างคุณจะเปลี่ยนอะไร? Ooh. I'm glad you got this question because I mean you're physical.
I think it would be to not get sick as easy.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's fine. Like, I don't really get sick that often because I guess I'm still active and I'm still young. But I see for example, my parents getting sick, and it's really difficult mentally for me. So I think if there was one thing that I could change, it would be that for people not to get sick.
I would definitely appreciate that.
Right?
Yes. today is your lucky day because I'm gonna give you a credit card and you can go buy 3 things but they have to best describe you
Okay.
Now show me what's in the bag and explain why these 3 items
The first thing I'll buy a pair of gloves, boxing gloves, obviously. The second thing I'll buy a bucket of flour for my girlfriend.
Oh, that's sweet.
And the third thing I'll just give the credit card to my parents and let them buy whatever they want.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, great answers. Yay. Okay, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we know that you're gonna do great things and we'll be watching from afar.
I hope I'll do great things. We never know.
Yeah. Good luck and believe in yourself. You can do it. You can do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. That was a good one. ถ้ารู้ว่าเพื่อนคนไหนรักภาษาอังกฤษชอบฟังภาษาอังกฤษและเรื่องราวชีวิตที่น่าสนใจของเซเลบหลากหลายโบฝากแชร์เอพิโซดนี้ให้เขาฟังด้วยนะคะ
Binge listen to all of our shows and episodes at thestandard.co/podcast. The Standard Podcast เปิดหูเปิดตาเปิดใจเปิดโลก